Alright, so I'm going to keep this review as concise as possible, but at the end I'm going to talk about why I want this game to succeed, my experience with the subgenre that is milsim, and the Arma series. Because I know a lot of you guys, after you hear my opinions, are going to try to get all defensive and deflective because I also play Call of Duty, so I'll save all my self-justifications for a sort of freestyle segment at the end. Let's get a review of the Arma Reforger preview on Xbox Series X. All the gameplay captured here was captured on livestream, and it was live streamed on this channel. If you're interested in showing up at my live streams, please hit the bell icon to get notified when I go live. Also, I'm reviewing this as a preview. Some people are gonna say, oh, it's just a game preview, it's a tech test, it's an alpha, it's a beta, and I don't really care. I'm reviewing what they're currently selling and what the trial is currently of. I can't review the future, I'm not gonna review the past, I'm reviewing what I played today that you can buy and download today. So first off, bugs. We hear a lot about them all the time, and maybe the word bugs has lost all meaning, but let me tell you, randomly losing control of your character while an enemy fills you with 7.62 by 39 adds some more weight to the word. Now, a lot of the gameplay in this video is going to be very, very boring because the game simply would not allow me to load into a server. It wouldn't let me stay in a server once I did load in. It was an absolute buggy disaster and I couldn't get in any actual games. So I played against bots for a bit and I did the tutorial. So yeah, my opinion's based only on that, but the experience in either of those cases wasn't amazing. This game has so many awkward little bugs, primarily, in my experience today, primarily with my character. Swapping weapons, moving around cover, walking up to walls, just little odd bugs and stuttery problems that, you know, can get squashed throughout development time, but just don't expect a bug-free experience here. It's not gonna happen. But first and foremost, Arma Reforger needs to work on its frame rate. It needs to go think about what its frame rate's done. It needs to contemplate it in the corner somewhere. And look, I'm not talking about giving this game high frames per second. I just want consistent frames, even a solid 30 FPS compared to that awkward 30 to 45 to 60 to 50 to 20, you know, the jumpy, awful, inconsistent frame rates that a lot of games suffer from. And this game suffers from that exact problem, the very awkward, bouncy, inconsistent, stuttery frame rates. I can't deal with it. Look, I can't get any muscle memory with messy frames, and while variable refresh rate and G-Sync can help, nothing beats consistency. I would rather a consistent 60 FPS compared to 144 FPS that jumps around and fluctuates wildly. So we all agree that FPS is important in FPS games, but controls are sacred too, right? I mean, they're the main barrier between our real world and the virtual ones that make it hard to enter the dating scene. Some games are going to have more complicated controls than others, and that's fine. Some games are going to be harder too, and that's fine. But, and maybe I'm just shit at video games, I think that video games, no matter where they are on the difficulty spectrum, should have controls that are learnable and intuitive. What I do on the controller should reflect intuitively on the screen. Now, not everything should feel like Call of Duty, but come on. Hold menu button, hit A, hit RB while the selector on your hotbar goes left, and then keep hitting RB until it pans over to the item you want on the right. Then, fail with every button press you try to use the item that you just spent 2 minutes figuring out how to select in the first place. Sounds rough, right? Well, that was my experience playing the game on controller. Keybinds on a really complicated milsim game being transferred over to a controller is a nightmare. This isn't going to scare away players because it's too hard. It's gonna annoy them because it's fucking stupid to do this shit with a controller, especially in the heat of combat. That needs to be addressed. Console games are a different world from PC games. The players are different, the specs are different, and controllers, most importantly, are different. And to get console gamers into your product, you have to respect that separate ecosystem, that separate mentality. You need to strip down and redesign features in a way that meshes with the average console player and the controller they're likely using. People will say use your keyboard and mouse on the console for the best experience, but I have a pretty nice gaming setup, a pretty nice desk for gaming at, and I don't have the setup or the USB ports to use a keyboard and mouse on my Xbox. It's not a thing I can do. And it's not a thing most people are going to do. And I'm kind of coming at this from the perspective of look at what most people are willing to do. If this game is to succeed and stay alive on the console market, it has to appeal to the console player. I don't believe in changing the game's core identity in order to fit a lower common denominator, but I also believe in just being realistic and making a game that's intuitive for the majority of the players that are going to be on the platform that the game is going to be on. Now, some people are going to defend bugs, frame rates, or clunky controls out of pure desperation. Not all of you are going to be desperate to defend it, but I get it. When you crave a food really bad, sometimes you're willing to tolerate a poorly made version of it. But I think that maintaining a critical eye and a high set of standards is important, even when in desperation. I know a big reason I enjoyed Modern Warfare 2019 was because I was coming from a perspective of being worried. I was worried that the classic style of COD, since it had been gone since 2013, wasn't ever going to come back. I wanted that style, and it made it easier to ignore the issues that MW had, but I did end up maintaining a critical eye throughout the life cycle of the game, and I think we should try to do that all the time. Basically, if you're really desperate for a game like this, you might be willing to overlook this stuff when you're hearing it, and maybe even when you're playing it. But here's where the dislikes come in. I'm not making a video for somebody who wants me to justify their purchase or justify their excitement. I'm sorry, I'm making this video for the discerning gamer who wants to make sure their $30 goes to something that's worth it, and currently, this isn't. This game as a concept for console is amazing, but interfacing with it, the poor performance, the inability to connect to games, the sheer amount of knowledge and skill that the game is going to be needing anyway without any of these issues, and I don't see this game growing and maintaining a player base on console unless everything I complain about in this video gets its quality, its level of intuitiveness, its performance tripled. And that's a huge thing for a dev team, and I know I sound really entitled, but as the purchaser of things, too bad. Also, I know about the Milsim God complex, and some people are going to defend this game and everything about it and anything like it because they've fully integrated this game and this genre with their personality. I know you're out there, I've bumped into you before, it's frustrating to talk to you. But as a game that costs $30 right now, it is obviously to anybody that isn't fully integrating this in their personality, that isn't letting themselves get caught up in hype, it's not worth it. It's obvious to everyone it's not worth it in this state. Try the 6-hour demo yourself, and you tell me if you want to spend $30 on it. Now, if you're spending money to support the dev team, there's some merit there. If you're buying it trying to justify it as a good game, currently, I think you're wrong. But yeah, try the 6-hour demo, and then wait for more news on the console front. But now, my little justifications for myself. I've dabbled on and off in Milsim games for years. I like Squad, I like Insurgency and Sandstorm, I like the Rising Storm games, and I really want stuff like Ready or Not to come to console so that my friends and I can play it together. But for these types of games to do well on consoles, the developers are going to have to understand fully what it means to be a console game. This game could be a diamond if they just figured out how to simplify it down for console so that's intuitive, snappy, easy to pick up and learn, but then maintain everything that makes it Arma. That's the way for this game to become something that isn't just a niche game that's only played by the people that say get good to the people that don't want to play it. And I can definitely tell that that's where this game is heading, into that niche territory only played by a select few that are willing to compromise on quality for the experience they're craving. And my last little anecdotal story is that back when I played Arma 2 on my dad's computer, it chugged. It barely ran. It was buggy as shit. It just didn't work out on that computer at all. It was not a computer that was designed for gaming. But I played it. I played it a lot as a kid. I thought it was one of the coolest games I ever played, and I had a little god complex of my own for playing it. While my friends were playing on their PlayStation 2s and their Xbox 360s, I had a computer with Arma 2, and I played a real military simulation game, and yeah, I was a jackass. And when I was a kid and I just wanted a game like that, I didn't care that it ran and looked like shit on my dad's computer. I was just happy to play it, and that's how I think a lot of people, both kids and adults, are gonna be with this game on console unless it drastically changes. Again, I think everything I just talked about in this video needs to have its quality tripled before it can truly flourish in this market. So, do not put your $30 down. Try the 6-hour demo out, wait for more news, and I will see you when I see you guys. If you like shooter content and you like stuff like Call of Duty, you're excited for MW2, you want to see me review Battlefield 2042's next update, you want to see me talk about games and stuff, then go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave me a super thanks if this video helped you out, and share the video with your friends. See you when I see you. Goodbye.